After price appreciation, I'd love to work with you. I hold 30,000 XRP. Is that enough to qualify for institutional custody and borrow 25% against it? With interest and fees, would I pay? And how can I use the remaining 75% to cover all my expenses without selling? So you're thinking about this the right way. I think a lot of people will use a portion of their holdings after you've distributed it across a couple different entities for different purposes, depending on how much you have, to participate in some yield bearing product that produces income for you, and also borrow against a portion of it that you can service the debt with from the income off of the other, while providing you additional income. And then you get that tax free that you could draw down and do some bigger purchases or pay off debt or other things with. And you won't have to deal with the taxes. You would have to deal with the taxes on the income you're producing from whatever yield or return products you're putting your XRP into, because that's additional income. But if a portion of that was going off to service debt, then you get to write that off if you have it structured the right way. So I think you got it. Probably most people, I don't think, are going to be leveraging more than 50% of their holdings. It's really going to depend on the interest rates. If you can borrow and earn at about the same interest rate with about the same amount of risk, I think people will do that and then use the income that they're generating off of the second half of their assets to cover the interest on the first that they borrowed against. And that will pay that down over time. As it continues to appreciate, you would have a higher and more equity, basically, in your asset that you could draw debt against. Doing this inside of an insurance policy would be even better. I might know some people working on that. But when it comes down to it, I think you've thought through this the right way. We would love to work with you post-price appreciation. Many people will qualify. Based on my conversations with our CEO, Aaron Freeze, here recently, we expect to maintain the current minimum at $500,000. So, 30,000 XRP at $100 a piece, which is kind of where I think it's headed. Just to be able to use it, that you would have more than enough to qualify to work with us. So excited for that opportunity, excited for the future, and our financial advisors. And I should probably say this: I'm not the end all be all. I know enough to be dangerous. You should absolutely work with the financial advisor on our team to structure this the right way and make sure that they're producing the cash flow that you need to fund your lifestyle, managing the LTV and the volatility of the asset correctly, in however you're borrowing against it. Making sure that they're getting you the best terms on both of those based on your risk tolerance, time horizon, suitability, all the other things that they do look at to make sure that, they're meeting your needs the way that